Hey guys, today's list is really good for you. These are all very good movies on Netflix, so I invite you to stay until the end with me, because there are really good movies on Netflix. The first one is The Last of the Mohicans. An eternal classic with a wonderful plot, guys. The story is set during the 18th century amidst the wars between the British and the French in North America. The movie follows the story of Hawkeye, portrayed by Daniel Day-Lewis, a white man adopted by natives who finds himself embroiled in the conflict between colonial powers. He becomes an ally of a British officer and his daughters, Cora and Alice. The story is full of action, drama, and romance, with epic battles and marvelous settings. Additionally, the movie highlights themes such as loyalty, honor, and the conflict between cultures. The emotional soundtrack and impressive cinematography contribute to creating an engaging cinematic experience. The Last of the Mohicans is acclaimed by both critics and audiences, praised for its direction, performances of the actors, and its ability to transport the viewer to a fascinating historical period in North America. It's an unforgettable movie, so if you've seen it, introduce this wonderful piece to someone else. Next up is a new addition to Netflix and a surprise. Bank of Dave. This is a film that was a great surprise because it has a dynamic script based on a very captivating real story with several very charismatic characters. The story is about David, a successful businessman who has an idea to set up his own bank to provide small loans to the community. The decision doesn't sit well with the big institutions that regulate such situations. Challenges are intense, but the movie is captivating in its light way of telling the story. The performances are solid, and all the characters add a lot to the plot's development. Watch it on Netflix. Next is a very exciting and marvelous film. I'm talking about Never Look Away. It's a beautiful and inspiring story. The plot follows the journey of Kurt, a young artist growing up in East Germany after World War II. He witnesses and lives through the turbulent events of German history, including the Nazi and communist regimes, which deeply shape his life and his art. The film addresses themes like creative freedom, the complexities of German history, and the search for personal and artistic identity. The narrative explores the connections between art, politics, and memory of Kurt, tries to understand his own past and find his voice as a painter. Never Look Away received critical acclaim for its engaging narrative, impressive performances, and the way it tackles profound issues about art and German history. It's a movie that delves into human emotions and dilemmas, raising questions about the power of the art in expressing and understanding the human experience. This film is a storytelling masterpiece. Before I continue, guys, I ask for your like. It really helps our work. And don't forget that I provide the list of the movies at the end of the video. Thank you! Next is First Knight. The plot mainly focuses on the story of Lancelot, one of the most famous knights of King Arthur's Round Table. The movie narrates Lancelot's arrival at King Arthur's court, where he becomes part of the Knights of the Round Table. One of the main storylines revolves around Lancelot's relationship with Arthur's wife, a forbidden romance that triggers conflicts and betrayals within the court. Aside from the love triangle, the film also addresses themes such as honor, loyalty, courage, and the challenges faced by those who seek justice and truth. Lancelot, the First Knight, is known for its action scenes, romance, and the cast, which includes Richard Gere as Lancelot and Sean Connery as King Arthur. Despite receiving mixed reviews, the film attracted a fan base for its interpretation of legends and the dynamics between the main characters. Another classic on Netflix that you need to see. Next, I love this one. I find this film very good with a marvelous visual aspect, Life. The plot follows a team of astronauts who discover extraterrestrial life on Mars, bringing both the excitement of scientific discovery and unknown dangers. The team, consisting of members from different nationalities, begins to study and cultivate this life form, initially small and harmless. However, as they feed and study it, This life form starts growing uncontrollably and proves to be much more complex and dangerous than they imagined. The film addresses issues of survival and unknown nature of space and the consequences of meddling with something we don't fully understand. It creates an atmosphere of suspense and tensions as the astronauts face ethical dilemmas and try to find a way to contain this alien life form before it threatens life on Earth. Life is praised for its performances, impressive visual effects, and how it creates a sense of claustrophobia and fear of the unknown in the confined environment of the space station. It's a movie that delves into the science fiction genre, exploring the potentially catastrophic ramification of encountering alien life. Watch it! Next is Chronicle. The plot revolves around three high school friends who acquire telekinetic powers after coming into contact with a mysterious substance. The protagonists, Andrew, Matt, and Steve, explore their new abilities and initially use them in a fun and harmless manner. However, as they become more powerful, the consequences of their actions start becoming more serious. Andrew, the main character in particular, is consumed by darkness as he grapples with personal and emotional issues. The film has a distinct style, using handheld cameras and found footage recordings to create a sense of realism and immersion in the story. It addresses themes like power, responsibility, friendship, and the consequences of power abuse. Chronicle was praised for its innovative approach to the superhero genre, its captivating narrative, and its unique visual style. Despite being a low-budget film, it achieved commercial success and attracted a fan base, standing out of this unique approach with the genre. And now, another classic. Today we have many classic guys. Christine. It's a horror movie directed by John Carpenter and released in 1983, based on a story by Stephen King of the same name. The plot revolves around a 1958 car named Christine, which is possessed by an evil entity. The protagonist, Arnie, a shy and awkward high school student, acquires Christine and starts restoring it. As he works on the car, his personality drastically changes. Arnie becomes more confident and aggressive, reflecting Christine's sinister influence on him. The film is known for its suspenseful and terrifying scenes, along with John Carpenter's iconic soundtrack. It explores themes such as obsession, possession, and the dangers of uncontrolled ambition, providing a chilling and tense experience for viewers. Christine is a cult classic of 80s horror cinema, appreciated by genre fans to this day. Well, that's it for today. I hope I've helped you once again, and I also ask for your help here with your like and subscription. I'll leave another very good listen to card. Until the next video, so long!